He brings every contribution that he makes to life by giving it a name. Hi guys, how are you doing today? So I want us to talk about Jangis. What are Jangis? I did my quick research on Google and I found out that Jangi is also known as a traditional banking system that we use particularly in Cameroon, West Africa. I don't know about other countries. I don't know if Nigeria and other English-speaking African countries have the concept of Jangi, but Jangi is more like a solidarity group where people get together and they contribute money every month or every week or every fortnightly, depending on the agreement between all the members. They come together and they make these contributions, and then at every gathering, one person collects the money from everyone else. It's like going to the bank, okay? Different people make deposits into the bank. One person comes and takes a huge loan to go and start a business, to buy a house, to do whatever they want to do with it, buy a Louis Vuitton bag, I don't know. But today I wanted to talk about Jangi in the African context, and this video was requested by my big from boarding school, Senior Lucien. Thank you very much for making this request. Shout out to you. But one of the things that he said to me when we were having a conversation last night was, Sylvie, I really would like for you to make this video because I think that people in Africa, especially West Africa and especially Cameroon, where this is very predominant practice, people should have a better sense of what Jangis are really supposed to do to improve their lives. And while we were having the conversation, one of the things he said to me was, imagine that people are taking, they're coming together in these groups, making these contributions, but I'm not really seeing how much change they're experiencing in their lives in terms of when they collect this money, before they even get to contribute, the money is gone. Another thing that he said, which really hit the nail for me, was he said that he doesn't join any Jangi without having a particular purpose. He creates an avatar. He brings every contribution that he makes to life by giving it a name. When he was building his house, the first Jangi that he joined, he called it Tiles. He joined over 10 Jangis, and each of those Jangis were given a name that referred to the project that he hoped to accomplish when he was completing his house project. He called one Zinc, he called one Tiles, he called another Doors, he called another one Windows. So do you get the gist? When you enter Jangis, what do you aim to achieve? Don't enter because you see your friends joining. I personally don't belong to any Jangi at this point in time, not because there are not enough Jangis to join, but because I don't have an exact purpose for which I should be making contributions towards in Jangi. And there's a saying that if you don't tell your money where to go, your money will tell you where to go. So if you're making all these contributions and all these sacrifices only to receive the money and have nothing towards which to actually dedicate this money, you will waste it. And if you've collected money from other people, especially those who are first, second, third, and there are many other people towards whom you have to contribute, that can be really terrible for your your financial health and also for your well-being. Besides naming your Jangis for a particular project that you want to achieve, I did a quick research and I'd like to share the information of that research with you. So when I did some research, I was like, okay, yeah, not everybody is building a house. So what else can people do with their Jangi money? This money you collect, if you collect a loan from the bank, what can you do with that money? And some of the ideas I came up with was this. Personally, if I were to join in Jangi, it would be for an agriculture project. There's never been a better time to get into agriculture. I don't know if you know this, but Africa is facing a food crisis. Right now, as we speak, the world is facing a food crisis. I was speaking to my sister, and she was telling me that where she works, they literally didn't have fresh eggs to cook, and they were using bottled eggs. That's agriculture, poultry farming. You can start a poultry with your Njangi money. You will never run short of people to buy your chicks. The hotels, I was speaking to a hotel manager friend, he told me that their hotel cooks approximately 300 chickens a day because it's a big chain of hotels, but they don't have enough supply and they're struggling. You just have to look. Another thing that you can do with your Njangi money in agriculture is to go to the farms, right? These people who sell mangoes, farmers who sell mangoes, you can go to their farms and buy the mangoes off them. All you need to do is establish a process to dry those mangoes. Seasonal fruits. I don't know what seasonal fruits you have in your country, in Africa. In my country, Cameroon, there are lots of mangoes. You can go and get these mangoes, make sure that they're dry, and then export them to America, to Europe, through an agreement called the AGOA. AGOA. You look it up. Through the agreement, you can export your seasonal fruits, dried or in the form of jam, to these countries where there's high demand and very little supply. And you can do that using the AGOA and paying little or no taxes. So when your products land in this part of the world, they have a better advantage in terms of competitive pricing. Okay, and another thing that you want to do is sugar-free chocolate. I don't know if there's any Ivorian listening to me, I hope, or someone from Ghana. I mean, there's cocoa in my country, in Cameroon as well. Most African countries actually do. It doesn't matter how small or big the scale, but if you can, transform the cocoa, find a way, use your Njangi money to transform the cocoa into some type of sugar-free chocolate, you will make money. Your Njangi money will become a food soldier for you. Now, let me add this bonus to it, right? When you do these things, these agri products, make sure that you are also adding things like no child labor to your labeling or to your branding, gender equality, social inclusion, and environmental friendly, because we all want to save the planet. If you can come up with a concept or with a product that you will use your Njangi money to produce or to export continentally or internationally, then you will double your Njangi money. Why not create an empire off of your Njangi money? But don't get into Njangis because your friends have invited you to join. Don't get into Njangis and make contributions that you cannot afford to make. And don't get into Njangis if you do not have a definite plan for what you want to do with the money. There's a popular saying, failing to plan is actually planning to fail. I hope this video added something to your life today. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.